Hello and salutations, it's me Sal, welcome back to Jason's Toys, and today I'm going over I think this is still considered the World of Nintendo line, but it's Breath of the Wild Link with the exclusive tunic. I've had this for a couple months now, I think. I found it at GameStop, where it was $16.99 before tax, from Jack Specific. Recently-ish, did another playthrough of Breath of the Wild, and was very much able to enjoy it this time. The previous time I'd played it, I was borrowing a Switch from somebody, so I had to plow through the game and not really get a chance to kind of savor everything. And I like these little figures. I really want to Ocarina of Time Link. That's my favorite Zelda game, I think. Ask me again tomorrow, I'll probably give you a different answer. But looking at it, you see we get Link, we get Quiver, the bow, Guardian Arrow, his little cloak, scarf, says tunic. That's not a tunic, it's headgear, but whatever. Artwork, big old window. It says Zelda on the top with a puncture because it kind of got knocked over. There's the bottom again. Side is a window continuation. The other side just has a picture of the figure. I guess he's number 2 in this particular wave. And the back of the box, we get a picture of the figure again. It says Link, all that kind of stuff. 14 points for articulation, and I guess parts that move. All out of the way, I'm gonna get it open. We'll look at everything, go over to the articulation, same next to the other Link that I have, a couple other World Nintendo things, and we'll call it a day. Starting us off with accessories, here's his quiver, which, even recently having played the game, I don't recognize the quiver. Not focusing so much on things like that when I'm playing. I'm focusing on trying to survive. Fairly clean paint, all things considered. Interesting sculpt. I think what is that called? The fletching, I think could use a little more detail, but is what it is. Pegs onto his tuchus down there, which I believe is accurate to the game. Next up we have the bow, which I don't remember the type of bow. I think this is the one you get in Rito Village. Is this a Rito bow? Someone that knows will have to confirm that for me. I think that's what this is. Colors don't look right though. I don't know. I'd have to look up all the different bows in the game. So, because I tend to use a Lionel bow personally, but or until it breaks anyway. No stretchy rope, just regular old rope, which I guess is fine. Then we have the Guardian Arrow, which these are great against Guardians, and I don't know, I only ended up with like maybe 10 or 11 of these. I didn't get them a lot during gameplay. I know you can get more made. I didn't really use them that much. My chief complaint being that clearly these are 2 different sizes, but Zelda makes heavy use of hammer space. There are notches there at the back, which allows you to notch on the bowstring there, and probably get some convincing poses with it. Then we have the hood and cloak, which was taped. Oh, that was kind of upsetting, but it was taped inside the box. There's a string that holds it together there, as you can see, but Link's head is a little too big to fit through there, so I don't know how I'm going to get it on there. I'm going to see if I can pop the head off. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to do it. And that's what I had to do. I had to pop the head off and slide it over the little peg hole, or I guess the ball I should say, and slide it on. But his ponytail is already in the way, and it's kind of pinned under his hair, so not really the best design here. So I can get it up over, get it over his head, see how it's intended to be used. That was a chore to get it up over the head, so it's on there. It's a very big hood, but it's on there now, because you got to work around these little side tendril things of hair, so it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you, but it's on there now. And you have a little ponytail that likes to kind of fight you there in the back. Put all the way over his face if you want to. Speaking of Link, he's pretty loosey goosey. This one is, which I guess is better than which I guess is better than super duper tight. But so he's wearing, I think this is called the hero's tunic, I believe. He's got a Sheikah slate there on the side. This was not the armor that I used predominantly. It really depended on what I was doing. I had a bunch of the armor sets. I was very partial to the Dark Link armor set, but it only gave you a speed boost at night, and that was it, without any of the DLC, because I don't have that. I think it wasn't upgradable, but that's not the point. I'm off topic. I think it's fairly clean paint, again, all things considered for its price point and all that, but let's go ahead and go over articulation. The head is on a ball, but you really don't get any back at all, because ponytail crashes in, or really any forward like that. That's really all you get. Side to side, of course. Little bit of tilt. Shoulder spin 360 with no problem. Comes up over 90. Single joint in the elbow is very loose, but it comes up that far. Elbow swivel. Swivel at the top of the forearm. We have wrist swivel, which is actually one of the tighter joints on this figure. Hinge in and out. We have what I assume to be a dumbbell here in the waist, which kind of makes it look like he's wearing a big old skirt. Allows him to lean forward very slightly. Lean back a lot further, but it does split him a little bit. Side to side, which is loose. Swivel, which is extremely loose. His skirt here is made of a softer plastic, but it does not allow him to kick forward very far or kick back very far, but there is a split on the side that allows him to kick out that far. There's no thigh swivel. I assume this is on a ball, but you get that little bit of rotation there. Single joint in the knee comes up that far, hyperextends the other direction. There's no swivel in the knee, but there is a boot swivel. Ankle has a swivel at the top, goes back that far, forward that far, and swivels at the bottom. The bow can fit in the hand with no problem, though it does become kind of a issue when you're trying to like get a convincing like draw. And having this, it doesn't work very well. Because there's no way to anchor it with the other hand, and I don't know. I'm sure it can be done, and I'll figure out a way, but it's very precarious. And this hood is proving to be more trouble than it's worth. Well, I kind of got it. That's the best I can do. It's not even really flush. Like you can pull them back and it falls, or lean them forward and it'll kind of notch. But that's that's the best I'm gonna get. So, and again, he's so loosey goosey, it's hard to even get him to hold that. So I took this thing off because it is not worth it. It is cumbersome and it doesn't hang right and all that, and it just ugh. And this quiver thing, like you touch it and it just like falls off. Of course, it took more than one touch, since the camera's running. This is not a great figure so far. Here he is next to the Skyward Sword Link, and he's considerably taller. I don't know why, but he is. He's just overall a bigger figure. I don't even like Skyward Sword that much. I know it has its fans, but it's an aesthetics thing, and I already like this one more. He at least isn't all loosey-goosey. He can barely hold that one's Master Sword because his grip is too big, but there it is. I just really want Ocarina of Time Link. That's what I need. I'm not going to take the Hylian Shield out of his hand. Like, I struggled really hard to get that done, and I don't feel like redoing it, so I'm just going to stay there. And here's Link next to a variety of other figures in a similar scale. Next to the other Link from World of Nintendo, next to Luigi and Samus in her Varia suit, both from the World of Nintendo line. Bib Fortuna, Destro, Captain Power, Visionaries, and I assume Master Chief in white from the Halo stuff from, I think, Jazzwares. That's, kind of the size and height you're going to be dealing with. And that's all I got for today. I am not impressed with this figure at all. I spent probably the last 20 minutes trying to get this guy into this pose just for a final shot. Like, I wanted something a lot more dynamic, but that's the best I can get. And I'm using some kind of forced perspective right now to make it look like that bow is touching the arrow. It's not. Weak joints, floppy legs, and just not a good figure. It could be quality control. Like, maybe I just have a really dank figure or something. Maybe everyone else's are really great, but mine, not good, not good. I love the game. Breath of the Wild is great. Pretty much have loved every installment in the Zelda franchise, with a couple exceptions. They can't all be winners. Spirit Tracks isn't very good, and Phantom Hourglass I didn't particularly enjoy, but played them anyway. The console-based ones I tend to like. Handheld, hit and miss. Anyway, let me know what you think down below, not only about the figure, but about Zelda or Breath of the Wild. If you're excited for Breath of the Wild 2, I'm cautiously optimistic. I kind of wish we knew more about it going in, but I'm hoping that the story is a more obvious story this time around. I didn't much enjoy how you had to unlock memories to kind of really understand what was going on, and then we never got to see the Great Calamity, which was kind of upsetting. Anyway, if it's your first time on the channel today and you like what you saw, all I ask is you click like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It's a great way to help me out, and I very much appreciate it when you do. And I do thank you all for stopping by and spending some time with me today. So, till next time, I'm Sal, signing off.